Hey, welcome to today's video, and if you are new to the channel and you'd like to learn more about cryptocurrency, hit that subscribe button and press that bell button. I'm going to talk today about Wanchain. Wanchain for me is a coin with real strong development points that could be quite interesting long term. I want to go over it in terms of industry kind of level, what it does, so you know. A lot of people will be doing research on altcoins and looking to, buy a coin for the future, and this will probably fit the bill for a lot of people. So we're going to go over it. 7 basic facts about Wanchain before you invest. We're also going to look at the charts to see is it a good time to invest and what you should expect from a possible change in direction on the Bitcoin dominance. Let's start. Hi, hope you're well. Now, I know I'm talking about altcoins. Altcoins are pretty dire at the minute, but not to get you excited about things, but altcoins are the sort of thing that you should always keep an eye on. Whether you are in the Bitcoin ring, that corner, or the altcoin corner, that side, doesn't really matter. Ultimately, we're all here for the technology kind of elements for the future development of, adoption between certain institutions that we kind of got used to over the years. Wanchain is one of those ones where it could be quite interesting to kind of tie in together all those financial institutions that we've taken for granted over the period of the last God knows how many years. And for me, change is upon us, and Wanchain could be one of those protocols that could be one of the leaders in the pack due to what it's got. So we're going to talk about it, but links below, education, Telegram groups, and a free $250 giveaway. Do the competition, put an entry in there, and you never know, you might win. And at the end of the month, you may get a nice email from me saying, you've won, well done, congratulations, sweet. Cool. Anyways, fact number 1 about Wanchain. Let's go for it. Wanchain's vision is to rebuild financial services. Wanchain is a global financial platform that connects and exchanges values between different blockchains, so it can interlink and do cross-chain technology, which is kind of key. Not many blockchains have managed to do that just yet. Fact number 2. Now, this is all about the Wanchain distributed ledger, what it allows. There's quite a lot of little facts here about which bit does what. Okay, so cross-chain asset management. Asset transfers would be possible across major blockchains such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as cross-consortium blockchains developed based on the Wanchain protocol. So you can interlink and change and swap and all kinds of good stuff, transfers of different assets on different blockchains. Usually you can't do that, which is kind of key. So that allows a big step forward to connecting all blockchains around the world, no matter what asset coin they are. If they're an ERC20 token, if they're just a blockchain based coin, it doesn't matter. So they can all go in with each other. Fact number 3. Now this is the one where it's a bit more interesting. Transaction privacy protection. Wanchain protocol provides an option to execute private transactions similar to those provided on privacy coin platforms based on one-time addresses and ring signatures. A lot of people are shouting for privacy. We're in a decentralized world, obvious, but to have the option to allow it is pretty key, and it obviously gives them an extra point in the box of the ticking checklist if you are looking for an investable asset. Number 4, functionality. Interesting. Now, Wanchain protocol allows credit and lending facilities, DeFi, essentially, for businesses and individuals for different digital currencies. Also, one consortium blockchains are integrated into the Wanchain protocol. So this allows people to lend and give credit on their platform, which is pretty key. It's kind of a new little thing. The buzzword at the minute is obviously DeFi, decentralized finance. So it's going to get, more and more interesting as things kind of go along. You got to look at it from that point of view. Now, for me as an investor, looking into this, it's kind of interesting, and always has been interesting when I look at how finance and regulation kind of works. We just got to wait and see, but for me, it's a good step forward, and we're going to go from that. Now, fact number, I think we're on number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Where are we with this then? So, complex application support. Community developers can develop more complicated applications based on smart contracts and universal protocols. The interchain and cross-chain connections provided more for further applications. So you can develop on it. It's like a dApp, it's like Ethereum, it's like Neo, it's like, you know, Tron. Disgusting. But for me, it allows further growth and further building onto a platform that is a cross-compatible chain. Cross-chain, asset management, transfers, all kinds of good stuff. Essentially what you're looking at here is a coin, a token that is like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, like XRP, and like Chainlink in one. It's pretty cool. It works together, and it can work together. That's the key crucial element that you got to remember. This is a blockchain that can move around with each other and adapt to certain things and develop and get bigger. So it's kind of interesting to see that. Now, fact number 6. This is where we're going to get into Wanchain staking rewards. Sounds interesting. Now, what is staking? Proof of stake is essentially network neighborhood sort of thing, where if you are holding it, you are a part of the network, you are keeping it secure to allow those privacy transactions to happen, all that good stuff. To allow this to happen, a little bit of knowledge is you've got to hold it. And when you hold it, the more you got, the more you can make. And it's like passive income. It's risky in some ways if you don't know what you're doing, but if you've done your research and you've invested what you can afford to lose, it's not too bad. But let's talk about it. So, like other POS networks, Wanchain relies on token holders to secure and run the network. In order to run a validate a node, you essentially need 50,000 WAN coins or WAN tokens. But you can also be a part of it as a small investor. You can stake these through a valid node and receive a share of the staking rewards. Holders will have 2 weeks to delegate a minimum of 100 WAN. And after the 3rd of September, you'll be ineligible for the first round of staking. So it'll do it in rounds. Every time it'll do it in certain rounds. But more often than not, you're going to find people at the top end. They're not going to go for the small investors. Ideally, if I want to recommend an option, learn what proof of stake is first and then discover. If you really want to invest heavy into it, you can be a part of the network. Pretty cool thing to have. So that's 6 facts. Where's the 7th? We're going to look at the chart for the number 7 because it's obvious. When do you buy? When do you look at buying, and why should you be looking at certain elements before you buy? So I'll see you in a second to the chart.
A few minutes later.
Right, so we are on the chart. Hello. Now let's just make it a bit simple. There we go. Cool. We're on the daily chart. Now for me, this is in a bear trend. We went and kissed the moving average 200. Very rarely you see a coin go above that moving average 200. This purple line here, see it? Well, I don't know where there it is. There we go. 1 second. So data wise, would have been above it up here. Okay, it's a long time ago. We've tried, failed, tried, failed. So at the minute, do not look at buying. Okay, we are currently in a downtrend. When you look at it, it's coming down. You can see it's just trickling down. If it goes below this EMA 34, you're going to get even more downward movement. This is the Bitcoin pairing, by the way, just so you know. You only buy with Bitcoin. Let's be honest with you. Now, when to buy? You need to buy when it actually crosses its support. This could actually hold the support and carry on going, okay, and do that. It could. But you got to remember as well, Bitcoin dominance is incredibly high. It's too high at the minute. So wait. What you want to do is wait for some sort of passage where it looks like it's trending up. So kind of like this, where it buy in, you know, that sort of region. But you got to remember, these altcoins pop like hell. So you got to get your first buy-in order when it crosses over here. When it crosses over, it's gone. And then it crosses over the moving average 200 or 100 even, and then into the 200. Well, there will be a day when we are above all three of these and it's trending up for a long time. That will happen. It happens all the time. Bitcoin did it for 15 months. Below it, bear trend. Horrendous it was, and people were buying the dips and it kept dipping. That's why. When you're above it, you're in the trend. Woo. When you're below it, you're in the downtrend. Remember, it's obvious. Look at this. Is that not obvious? We're going downwards. Yeah, clearly. So, do not buy yet. I know that's a fact, and I'm like giving you excited about all these kind of cross-chain compatible things. But ultimately, you've got to kind of buy at the right time. There's no good me telling you about a coin and telling you that you need to buy it. No, don't buy it now. Frick off. Go away. Big. Don't listen to people like Super who hype things up and go, buy it now, buy the dip. Doesn't work. Honestly. So, trend analysis 101. Simple. When we're below these lines, we're in a downtrend. You do not want to buy it. We tried to get into an uptrend. You can risk it for a chocolate biscuit and put little elements of buy orders in at these regions. I know it's hard to see on a daily time frame, but if you go to the 6-hour time frame, it makes a bit more sense and more clarity. You buy and you sell up here somewhere. Just get your profits, because that is monumental, by the way. Just going to put it out there. It's hard as an investor at the minute in altcoins. It was really hard because nothing's trending. When you go back in time, you think, oh, that's trended. Yeah, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. But ultimately, look at the downward movement. It's crazy. It's monumental, cataclysmic dropping. It's unbelievable. So, ideally, depending on your position, if you are a positional trader like me, the 6-hour time frame is usually pretty good. Now, when you go into the 6-hour time frame, you want to get in on the crossover on the EMA 34. When you're above the EMA 34, you're in a bullish trend. You just don't know how far it's going to go once it's in that region. Set a tight stop loss. Now, look at this region here. It's, crossover, it dies. You have a tight stop loss below the EMA 34. Simple as that. You keep it tight. Now, a lot of sideways horrible action, and you can see here when it goes above it, it actually does go over for a few days. Every time it is a few days. Always is on a 6-hour. But again, stuff like this is a monumental poppage. Look at that. Top to bottom, it's 100%. It's crazy. So you could really have got in quite easily on this if you. Sorry, just booting the mic. Oosh. You can get in really easily, but you've got to have it set so you know what you're doing. You've got to look at the coin and research and have an alert for it. Make sure it's crossed over that freaking line. But again, if you're looking at the 12-hour or the daily time frame, you need to be careful. We're currently at the 12-hour above the moving average. Well, we're just below the moving average 200 on the 12-hour. It's looking bearish. But when we see coins above this purple zone on the daily time frame, people will be excited, and people would have made a lot of money from entering at the 6-hour time frame. Again, early entry. You just go for it. If you know that the fundamentals were there and the news is coming out, you would have made money on Wanchain. There's still opportunities to make money because we are incredibly low in price. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's just disgusting. Look at it. So there you go. Entry to the market, poppage. It's unbelievable. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's crazy gains. Absolutely monumental gains. So look, even if we go up to this region here, which was, well, not that long ago in retrospect terms, last year, 400 days ago, crazy. But even if you go to here, right? Actually, let's go to here to give you an insight. April time. It's crazy. So there you go. Don't buy yet. Wait. I know that 6-hour time frame is looking quite good, but it's bearish. We're coming down. We've popped. We're coming back down. Okay. We will come down lower and probably aim for this region anyways. So be mindful. There you go. That's today's video. I hope you like the new layout, by the way. I've made it a bit more sexy. Nice new look. I will be reducing my videos, by the way, in the future. I'll be doing 3 per week instead of 5 because it is quite a toll. I'm starting to get a bit tired now. So I'll be doing nicer content like this, nice looking content, factual stuff about altcoins and stuff like that, all kinds of good stuff to cover it for research purposes, and obviously some TA at the end of it to allow you to improve. So there you go. See you tomorrow.